When did you start at Shocco Springs?
1992. It's starting to blur up.
And John, you've been at the foundation since when?
Yeah, I came in 2014.
Well, I just celebrated my 30th anniversary with the Children's Home, so you got me beat. Children's Home couldn't be who we are if we didn't have Camp of Champions. But I don't have to manage a camp. Russell's got that. Children's Home couldn't be what it is if we didn't have an endowment. I've got an expert with a team of experts. That's right. You know, in the spirit of collaboration, would love to just talk with you guys about camp and how all of our predecessors had a vision for what camp could become. I don't think they had any idea what that could grow into. That single seed that gets planted and you wind up with a forest. Warren Trussell, who was at the Baptist Foundation of Alabama, that was like your predecessor's predecessor. That's right. Was here at Shocco, saw a group of kids. And you know, when you're the head of a Baptist entity and you see a group of Baptists, you almost always know somebody. But he looked at this group, he didn't know anybody, so he asked, who are these folks? And it was a group from the Tennessee Baptist Children's Home. The foundation had just gotten a legacy gift from somebody who had two real passions, kids and camps.
Yeah, you know, our story related to camp goes back almost 40 years ago. There was a faithful Alabama Baptist couple that approached us because they wanted to go through estate planning, and the Lord had led them to give a gift. Long before any of our current employees were there, the Baptist Foundation staff was able to help them put that plan in place. And when the idea of Camp of Champions was presented, it fit every box.
Kids came from Mobile, from Troy, from Decatur, converged here at Shocco. It was that first year in 1993. We had like 70 or 80 campers. This past year we had almost 1,100 campers.
And I've got a pastor friend that uses the phrase, just looking over the balcony of heaven. I can see them looking over the balcony of heaven, never knowing that the gift they gave, the impact that it would have.
Yeah. Shocco has a smell. You know, the plants are blooming. When families come check in, they drive through the drive-through over here. From the minute they get on campus, there's people waving flags and making them feel welcome.
You remember the old wooden sign that everybody had their picture taken by? It finally was starting to rotten out, and I got so much flack from swapping that thing out. Like, what are you doing? You're taking it out. And I was like, I have to.
How is Shocco different now than it was when you got here in '92?
I don't think it is different. The core of what we do is advance God's kingdom, and in whatever way possible. The tools we use to do it have changed over the years. I mean, the big giant slides and the zip lines.
How many years have you had the Wet Willie?
I'm gonna say around 12.
Been that long?
Yeah.
One of the activities we had was the planks where you have to hold the ropes, and you got like 3 people on one plank, and you have to pick up one foot, pick up the other, go where you're going.
You have to do trolleys.
Yeah, a race.
The evenings for camp are just magical for us. So on Fridays and Saturday nights, we take over this field. We'll have food trucks, people laughing, people hugging, people dancing, people eating. It's hard sometimes to describe all that the Children's Home does, and camp is the one place where you kind of get a view of everything all together all at once.
The training that y'all offer is second to none. I mean, they have access to pathways that they didn't have before to get great Christian-based counseling while they're here.
We have had more than one young camper look at their parents and say, is this what heaven's going to be like?
Yeah, a lot of my memories of Shocco are just like this. I mean, just so peaceful, so tranquil.
The 4 basketballs on this side, so you got 2 small court basketballs and then the 3 pickleballs on the other side. They'll play pickleball in groups, so you get at least 4 on each one, so you get a lot more people involved in it.
We had one of our foster kids, she was a senior in high school, literally terrified of heights. But she really wanted to do the high ropes course. She gets about halfway through and she freezes. Like, you know, stand on top of a telephone pole, supposed to jump out and grab a trapeze. And the counselor stands at the base of the pole that she's standing on and starts talking to her, and all the other kids start cheering for her. And she jumps and grabs that trapeze. You know, they belay her down. She's got tears running down her cheeks. Everybody runs around her, huddles around her, and just celebrates the fact that you can do things that scare you. So it's really easy to learn that lesson on a ropes course, but then to apply it in life when they're going to college for the first time, when they're going to trade school, when they get their first job. And the lessons they learned here at Shocco kind of go with them.
Carry over to that.
Those little seeds that are planted at camp, you don't know. Is this seed gonna find fertile soil? Is this seed gonna go dormant?
My biological mother has been troubled her entire life. There were 4 of us that were put into care at the same time.
If it wasn't for foster care, I wouldn't have my little brother.
We were homeless. It's bouncing from house to house. I'm having a lot of friends. Hey, my mom's going out of town. I need somewhere to stay when we actually don't have a place to stay, that type of thing.
Me and my brother had huge behavioral issues. Changing that required a lot of time, effort, spiritual guidance. Those are things that we had never had.
Where I'm from, people don't travel. They don't get out of Decatur, they don't get out of Alabama.
I don't know that they would have been able to dedicate that time and energy to us had they not had the resources. When you pull up to the lake area, there are coolers and snacks, things everywhere.
I can remember feeling a sense of independence.
Oh yeah, when you have your own room, your own key, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I loved Camp of Champions. It was always really fun. It was a weekend getaway. I remember they had this ice cream machine. I wouldn't get it at breakfast, but lunch or dinner I would.
We would destroy the ice cream. It'd be 8 o'clock in the morning and that's what we're eating.
You get to do stuff that you never really thought you'd get to do, like jump into a swimming pool off of a diving board. Dude, that's just something that people do in movies.
Even if you didn't walk up and meet them or talk to them, you got to see hey, these kids are going through some of the same things that you're going through.
It's comforting to have other people who know your situation and who understand it better.
That allows you to realize that you can incorporate yourself into the regular society and community because you are a normal person. You're a normal person.
I don't know that I could talk much about the transformation of myself at Shocco without becoming hyper emotional. It's everything that makes me up. From one little seed, you and I cannot fathom, truthfully, the far-reaching nature of that growth.
Kids have a barrier to feeling the love of people because their heart is so clouded with trauma, so clouded with isolation.
I was able to actually focus on stuff that a kid should actually just focus on.
My faith really became my own at camp because that's where I made the decision to give my life to Christ.
Care and camp and all those things, what they've allowed me to do is relieve some of that clouding from my heart. Now I get the opportunity to love my future family the way I want to and the way the Lord shows us to, so that I don't have to repeat that cycle.
If our ministries had not collaborated together 30 years ago, there's no way we would have ever come up with the idea of doing camp the way it's done now. And what a blessing to have been able to watch some of those seeds sprout.